These are all the books on my physical TBR. Now that my bookshelves are literally naked, we're gonna go through all the books in my physical TBR. I didn't realize I had so many books on my physical TBR because sometimes I just see the shelves, and since they're mixed with the books I already read, I'm like, it's not that bad. It is that bad. If I would have to guess, I think I would have like 50-ish books in my physical TBR. I'm not going in a particular order. I'm just gonna go from top to bottom and explain to you why, like give you excuses basically of why I haven't read that book. I need to go in a book buying ban. Okay, the first book is The Silent Patient. This and The Maidens is from the same author. I've never read anything by him, and I got this book 2+ years ago. So why I haven't read them? No clue, but I feel like since I've read many thrillers now, I am not sure if I think I would like this one, so that's mainly the reason I haven't read it. But still, I really want to read this book because I've seen great things about it. So I also have A Touch of Darkness. I have no idea what this book is about. I don't even know why I asked for it, because my boyfriend was in a work trip in Texas and he went to the Barnes & Noble there, and he called me through FaceTime to see which books I wanted, and I said this one. And then Ignite Me. I know this book has been in my TBRs for months and months, and I don't get to it. I don't know why. Next is Heartless Hunter. This book has been on my TBR for only a month, so I really want to get to it. Haven't been in the fantasy mood, so that's why I haven't picked it up. I also have Beartown. This was in this month's TBR, and I know I'm not gonna get to it because I am in the biggest book slump. So I have Beartown. I also have Love in the Brain. This is the only Ali Hazelwood book on my TBR that I haven't read yet, so I need to read this one. And honestly, this is the least excited I am for any of her books, so that's why I haven't like picked it up. I don't even know what the book's about. I have Circe because it's from the same author as The Song of Achilles, which I haven't read that yet, so we're gonna see it at some point. I also have Ninth House. This book, my boyfriend bought it, but I told him that I also wanted to read it, so it's on my shelf. And I also have Court of the Vampire Queen. I think I bought this, like I asked for this the same day I asked for A Touch of Darkness. Literally don't know why. Now going to another pile, I have Heir of Fire, Queen of Shadows, Tower of Dawn, and Empire of Storms. I was supposed to read Heir of Fire this month, but again, I'm in the biggest slump ever. I really want to get to those books because I'm so excited to continue the Throne of Glass series. So I don't feel like those books are gonna be on my TBR for that long. Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom, also on my TBR. I haven't been in the mood to read these books. I actually tried to start this one and I wasn't in the headspace to read a fantasy that day, so I just put it to the side and never picked it up. I also have Dance of Thieves. I have been seeing amazing things about this book, but again, never picked it up. Powerless. This book is literally in almost every single TBR of every single month since I got this one, and I don't know. I feel like I'm intimidated by it because I really want to love it and I'm scared that I'm not, so I just keep putting it off. But I really want to read this one, especially now that the novella came out. So I have Powerless. I have Crescent City. Obviously, I'm waiting to finish Throne of Glass first and then jump into that one. Ready or Not, this book, I actually started it but never finished it because I was really bored and not really interested. I left it on page 212, so a little over 50%. I plan on picking this up at some point in life, but not right now. So I have A Long Time Coming. This is, I think, the third book in the Not So Me Cute series. I believe it's from the brothers, like each book follows a brother. So this one was gifted to me by one of my friends, so I don't have the other books in the series, but I'm really excited to like jump into this series. I'll probably start with the first one, but yeah, I have this one only on my physical TBR. And a book I think that I will never read because I'm just not interested is Where the Crawdads Sing. I haven't even watched the movie, so yeah. And this book, I have The Problem with Forever. I think I thrifted this book and I have zero idea of what this book is about. I think it's like a sad romance. So yeah, I have this one. Let's go through another stack. The Final Gambit, another series I've been trying to continue and finish because I decided I'm not gonna read The Brothers Hawthorne. It has been on my TBR months. Like, I think since January I've been putting this book on my TBR and I haven't picked it up. I think I'm just gonna hear the audiobook because I'm not that interested in the last one from the series. I think that the second one is everybody's favorite and I liked it, but I also have Us Against You. This is the second book in the Beartown series. Of course, I have to pick Beartown first. So once I start that one, we'll see when we get to that one, but I'm really excited to start that series. Rolling Pieces. Daisy hates the grade I'm doing. I really want to read this one probably this week, so I'm gonna put it to the side. And of course, I have Magnolia Parks Into the Dark. So once I read this one, I'll read this one, but I'm so excited and scared to jump into this one. So it's on the TBR. The Dead Romantics. I wanted to read this one last October. Never got to it, so I'm planning on reading it this October, or if I'm in the mood before. I really love The 7 Years Lit by that author, so I feel like I'm gonna really like this one. And the like premise of this one is also like magical-esque, so it's gonna be really cool. I also have The Brightest Light of Sunshine. I believe it's like a single dad romance, so I have this on my TBR. I have the last 2 volumes of the Heartstopper series, volume 4 and volume 5. I've been loving this series so much. I'm gonna put them to the side because I think I can read them this week. We also have The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue, also Never, favorite cover ever, but I'm scared to hate it because a lot of people didn't like this one, and yeah, that's literally the only reason why I've been hesitating to start this one. Another book I bought recently, and it's on my TBR, is A Fate Inked in Blood. This is a fantasy. Bound in an unwanted marriage, Freya spends her days cutting fish but dreams of becoming a warrior and of putting an axe in her boorish husband's back. 2 more books that I've been so scared to read because the hype is so big. I'm scared that I'm not gonna be obsessed with them. Is Divine Rivals and Ruthless Vows from the Letters of Enchantment series, I think it's called. Haven't gotten to them, so they're on my TBR. A book I bought last week, and I'm so excited to read it because one of my bookstore friends has been raving about this book literally so much, and I'm so excited to start it. And I can't believe I found it in my local bookstore. So that is Truly Madly Deeply. That cover, gorgeous. And this guy, literally Steve Harrington's twin. So I got this one. I really want to read this soon, and I feel that this book could get me out of my reading slump, so I'm gonna put it to the side. I have another book that I don't think I'm gonna read anytime soon. That is The American Rootman Experiment, Only When It's Us by Chloe Lees. Probably I'll read this during the summer, like a cute little romance. You Again. This is gonna be read probably on November because the cover screams fall. Before I Let Go, another book that has been on my TBR for so long, and I just haven't picked it up. This book, The Flat Share. This book has the cutest premise ever, and I really want to read this one. I think I'm gonna save it for summer or like next month. So I have this one, and I've never read anything by Beth O'Leary. I bought this one when I bought Truly Madly Deeply. It's The Reappearance of Rachel Price. This is from the same author as A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I love that series, and yeah, I know I'm gonna really enjoy this one. I didn't love Five Survive. It was a fun, fast-paced read, but nothing special like A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. That series is so good. I love like this type of mysteries. The book that has been on my TBR for the longest time, literally one of the first books I've ever bought, was You've Reached Sam. This book, I bought it because I was literally read It Ends With Us, the first book I have ever read, and I cried, I think, or Ugly Love, one of those 2. I cried, and I searched sad books, and a girl was bawling her eyes out, like literally sobbing, and she was talking about this book, so I just added to carts and bought it. Another book that I feel like I'm the only person in the book community that haven't read this is Things We Never Got Over, and I don't even know if I want to read it anymore. So I have that one. My Please Man. I have this in my physical TBR. I actually tried to read this, but I don't think that I'm gonna continue it because I was falling asleep and I already saw the movie, and I just wanted this for Harry, obviously. So it's my physical TBR, but I'm not gonna read it. So another book I really want to read and has been on my TBR for quite a long time is Anxious People by Frederick Buckman. Haven't read anything by him. I don't know if I'm gonna read Beartown first or this one, but I really want to read some of his books. So I have those. The Song of Achilles, Malibu Rising, and another book that I don't even know if I really want to read it or just bought it and it's never gonna be read. Fuel the Fire. I haven't even finished Kiss the Sky. I think I DNF'd it, and I haven't even said I DNF'd it because it's been 2 months and I haven't read a page about that book. So yeah, I have Fuel the Fire though, and I still have to finish Kiss the Sky and then Hot House Flower. I bought this by mistake because I literally could swear that I read Hot House Flower, and then I got here and I was like, that's not the book. I have If Only I Had Told Her. This is like the prequel sequel of If Had Been With Me, and I've seen mixed reviews about this one, so that's why I haven't picked it up, because I really like the first one. This one is How to End a Love Story. Being seen amazing things about this book, so I'm really excited. A friend also gifted this to me and I'm really excited to read. Uy, se cayó. I also have Funny Story by Emily Henry, and this book is not gonna be read until I read the rest of her books. I've only read Happy Place by Emily Henry. Really liked it. I gave it like a 4.5 stars, and I haven't read the rest of her books, so I still have on my TBR People We Meet on Vacation, Beach Read, Book Lovers, and then I'm gonna jump into Funny Story. Until I finish those 3 books, I'm not gonna read Funny Story, no matter how much I'm dying to read it. The last book on my physical TBR that I don't think I'm ever gonna read unless you guys convince me to read is Stalking Jack the Ripper. I started this one. I still have the bookmark. I left it on page 40. So that book started really slow, so I wasn't in the mood for it. I haven't picked it up in like over a year. This bookmark was from my New York trip with my boyfriend, September 2022. So now I'm gonna count every single book and let you know how many books I have on my physical TBR. Okay, I just counted them, and I'm gonna give you 3 seconds to guess how many books I have on my physical TBR. 58 books. I was literally correct. 50-ish. So I have 58 books in my physical TBR. So I have to go on a book buying ban. I am setting myself a goal. I'm not gonna buy any single book, not one, until at least 12 of these books are read. So stay tuned, because I'm gonna do a reading vlog of only reading books from my physical TBR. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. Let me know how many books you have on your physical TBR in the comments. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.